So Tesla's often pretty random when they decide to raise or decrease pricing of their vehicles, but the IRS just updated the qualifications for the federal tax credit, specifically when it comes to the Model Y. There's other changes that I probably don't notice or care about, but it seems that they're tweaking the incentivization of, like, you need to be over a certain weight limit in order to have the cap of the vehicle be $80,000, whereas, before the Model Y, it wouldn't qualify for the federal tax credit unless it was under $55,000. Well, now with this update, every Model Y, both the standard range, 5-seater, 7-seater, the long range, the performance, every single one of them can now cost up to $80,000 and still qualify for the federal tax credit. So this is like how it should have been from the beginning for sure. But now we're kind of in a very weird situation where it's like, oh, well, Tesla seemed to really want to qualify for the tax credit after the first couple weeks of the year, and they realized that they were producing more than people were ordering, so they slashed prices by a lot. And of course, now that they dropped the price by 13 grand, plus there's another $7,500 of tax credit on top of that, it really felt like a frickin' 33% price reduction. But we already saw the Model Y price go up $500 because I guess so many people were ordering the Model Y, which makes sense. It's kind of the jack of all trades. It's the vehicle that's cheaper, way cheaper than the Model S and X, but it still has a hatchback. It still has a good ride height that can sit up to 7 people, kind of. So obviously that's the most popular Tesla model. And on the last earnings call, they did mention that they're seeing higher demand for Teslas now than ever before, and that's why the wait time has gone out. There's clearly been way more people ordering Model Ys than before because of these new low prices, but now that the IRS has updated the qualifications, I can't necessarily say I know exactly what Tesla's gonna do, but there is major justification now for them raising prices across the Model Y lineup because they can still qualify for that $7,500 tax credit till the end of the month, which means if you really want a Model Y for cheap, right now might be the best time to do that, because once March comes around, the federal tax credit will start to only qualify for if you have enough battery materials in the vehicle mined domestically, and at this point, we still don't know whether or not the Model Y actually qualifies for the full credit or half the credit, but during the month of February, it just doesn't matter. It'll just get the full $7,500 as long as it's under $80,000. But that means that Tesla could easily raise the price of the Model Y by $5,000, $10,000 any day now, any hour, and it will still qualify for the credit. And they can say, well, once you factor in the total cost of savings, this is much cheaper than it was before. And like I've talked about in previous videos, Tesla is not seeing that much of a wait time grow or that many orders pour in for the Tesla Model 3. And ideally, you want lots of people ordering the Model Y and the Model 3. So I think the main reason not that many people are going with the Model 3 right now is because it's too close in price to the Model Y, and because it's bigger and it's got more storage space and stuff, people just naturally want to opt for the Model Y when it's there. But maybe it's eating into Model 3 sales a bit too much, and because of the dated design of the chassis of the Model 3 and everything, they can't necessarily reduce pricing much further. But I could be wrong, to be fair. There's a chance that Tesla will just say, well, to be price competitive and to stay consistent with our new pricing, we'll just keep prices the same, even though we technically don't have to. But now you don't have to worry about select Model Ys not necessarily qualifying, because even if you buy a performance Model Y with white seats and a tow hitch and the biggest tires and red paint and all that, it'll still fall under that $80,000 limit, whereas before you had to get a bit more particular. It's oh, don't get the big tires with red paint, because now that's going to go over the $55,000 limit and you won't get the $7,500 credit. But especially check around for existing inventory in your area if you're curious, because I think there's a good chance Model Y prices could shoot up any day now, and Tesla will take a thicker margin on these vehicles because they'll still qualify for at least some of the credit. But who knows, maybe Tesla's happy enough with the margins on these lower prices and just wants the rest of the automotive industry to feel terrified by how insanely good of a deal the Model Y and 3 have become. So what do you guys think Tesla's gonna do? Keep prices the same and maintain market share, or take advantage of the updated terminology of the tax credit, raise prices by maybe $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 so that the wait times don't get too crazy out of control like they did in years prior? Feel free to let me know your predictions down in the comments below, and thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. It seriously helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. Have an excellent rest of your day.